Kia ora, my name's Regan Potangaroa. This is my marae. So it came about because my background is as a structural engineer. My involvement with earthquake-prone buildings, commercial buildings, other schools, things like this, it started to become clear that we might have a problem with marae. Then the Christchurch earthquake hit, and out of that came the Earthquake-Prone Act, which was an amendment to the Building Act, that buildings with less than 33% of what they call new building standards would be deemed earthquake-prone and would have to be either demolished or seismically strengthened. At an early stage, as a structural engineer, I got involved with Ratana Temple. Dr. Peter Johnston suggested an innovative way of yielding foundations rather than the actual structure yielding. Together with my uncle, Horry Thompson, started a program which is where we use the skills within the marae to actually do the work. And so we did the beautification, we did the sort of minor structural work on the temple using our own resources. And that saved the Ratana Church over $1 million at the time.
Māori reservations and their marae have a unique part of our historical and cultural narrative, and that we need more time to bring our buildings up to standard.
I would never like to see our marae closed down because we haven't got the resources to have it up to standard,
Unfortunately, Professor Suzanne Wilkinson and I tried to lobby to include marae as a special class. Not to say they didn't have to come up to standards, but that the design approaches, the analysis approaches would be common and identifiable because they all have the same sort of structure. Low-rise, steep roof, you have walls on both sides, front door, windows, and a back wall. So with the National Resilience Challenge, we've been looking at and studying these sorts of problems, not only from a structural perspective, but as you can see from a social one. Te Kāinga is very interesting. It's quite the opposite to this. It's a ex-RSA hall, which the Catholic Church, somehow obtained.
There's been several meetings and discussions about just how seriously affected is the building by the earthquake, how stable or unstable it might be.
We've had to turn people away. Lots of people, inquiring about holding a tangi here for, even if it's a day or a night, we haven't been able to.
The kaumātua that have been with this place, who are sitting there at the back of me, they all back and tautoko this place. And for them, I feel for them, which they were here today to share and what's happening now.
We've had people like Regan supporting what we're trying to do here. Ngā Kārere has been really a very strong life force here, and we want to see the Catholic Mass returned here again.
I think you're almost feeling now that it's not the house, it's the name. It's the Kāinga has moved around to another house, to another area. But the hope is this is the final move. This is the final move.
When you've got marae that don't have any nails and are using building practices that aren't covered in current codes, I can't blame councils for classifying them as earthquake prone simply because there isn't any information there. The big recommendation that we have and that comes out of this work is the need to put marae, whānau, that are earthquake prone into a special class of building. We've worked out the sorts of policies that can advance earthquake prone marae, and we're also looking at the tools but also the processes to move us forward. Let's not forget that these are custodians of culture. Special attention needs to be paid to them, but it's a matter of how, and it's a matter of funding, and it's a matter of lessons learned from other cases similar to each of these marae.